upon a time, in a small village nestled between tall mountains, there lived a curious girl named Tessa. Tessa loved to explore the woods behind her house, collect colorful rocks by the stream, and, most of all, gaze at the stars with her trusty telescope. She often wondered about the mysteries of the night sky. One evening, as the sun dipped behind the hills, Tessa lay on the grass, looking up at the stars. But tonight, something was different. One star, brighter than the others, seemed to flicker and shine more brightly, almost like it was calling to her. "I wonder what that star is trying to tell me," Tessa whispered to herself. Her curiosity grew, and she decided to find out. She ran inside, grabbed a backpack with snacks, a notebook, and a flashlight, then dashed out the door. "I'm going to find that star," she declared, even though she wasn't sure how to find a star in the first place. Her first stop was Grandma Millie's house, just down the road. Grandma Millie was the wisest person Tessa knew. She had lived in the village her whole life and knew all the old stories about the world. Tessa knocked on the door and Grandma Millie opened it with a warm smile. "What brings you here at this hour?" "I saw a star flickering in the sky, Grandma," Tessa explained. "It's so bright, and I think it's trying to tell me something. Do you know anything about it?" Grandma Millie chuckled softly. "Ah, the stars. They have many secrets, my dear. But finding a star is no easy task. Do you remember the legend of the lost star?" Tessa shook her head. "What's that?" "Well," Grandma began, settling into her favorite rocking chair, "a long time ago, there was a star that didn't belong in the sky. It was too bright, too full of light, and got lost while traveling across the universe. The lost star decided to come down to Earth to find its way home, and it chose this village to land in." "Where did it land?" Tessa asked eagerly. "They say it landed somewhere near the Whispering Woods, deep in the forest. But only those with a pure heart can find it." Tessa's eyes sparkled. She had heard of the Whispering Woods, a magical place that no one dared enter after sunset. Strange creatures roamed the shadows, and the trees were said to talk. "I'll go there," Tessa said boldly. Grandma Millie smiled but gave her a gentle warning. "The woods are full of wonders and dangers, my dear. Remember, if you go, you must listen to the whispers of the trees. They will guide you." Tessa nodded, thanked her grandmother, and set off toward the Whispering Woods. As she entered, the air grew cooler, and the trees seemed to sway without wind. The leaves rustled in low whispers, and Tessa's heart raced. "Listen closely," a voice from the trees murmured. "The lost star is not far." Tessa gripped her flashlight and pressed on, determined. The deeper she went, the more mysterious the forest became. Glowing mushrooms lit the path, casting an eerie glow, and tiny, sparkling lights flitted around her, like fireflies with wings. But Tessa didn't stop. She had to find the lost star. The trees seemed to whisper more urgently. "Follow the light. Follow the light." Then, ahead of her, Tessa saw it, a soft, shimmering light floating just above the ground. It wasn't a regular light. It danced and pulsed like a heartbeat, glowing brighter with every step she took. "I found it," Tessa whispered in awe. The glowing light slowly descended, and Tessa reached out her hand. As soon as her fingers touched the light, warmth spread through her body. The light transformed into a small, glowing star no bigger than her palm. Its light filled the entire forest, soft and radiant. The lost star spoke in a voice that sounded like the wind rustling through the leaves. "Thank you for finding me, Tessa. I have been lost for a long time, but you have brought me home." Tessa looked at the star with wide eyes. "What will happen now?" The star twinkled. "Now I will return to the sky where I belong. But remember, sometimes the brightest lights are the ones that need help finding their way. And when you look up at the stars, know that I'll be watching over you." With a soft hum, the lost star soared up into the sky, returning to its place among the stars. The trees fell silent, and the forest seemed to settle. Tessa stood there, her heart racing with excitement. She had found the lost star, and in doing so, learned something important. Sometimes the answers we seek are not just out there in the world, but within us, guided by the light of our curiosity, kindness, and bravery. As she made her way home, the night sky above her seemed even more magical. The stars twinkled brighter, and Tessa smiled, knowing that the lost star was watching over her. And so, Tessa's adventure ended, but the stars continued to shine, waiting for the next curious heart to seek them out.